Welcome to the Rev Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Porsche, and today I'll be joined by Santa Maria girls soccer coach Jolie Hartman, as today we open up our 2023 calendar year with boys soccer. Today we have a District 6 Division 1 match between East Ascension 3-9-2, 0-1 on the season, against Santa Maria 7-2-2, 0-0 on the season. When we come back, we'll do the starting lineups and get to the opening of our match. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
We just moved, so there's millions of
Dahlias in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew a quarter of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new products on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as
largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Come see us at Ascension Equipment for John Deere sales and service. Save more today and mow tomorrow.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
The A-Team at Eustis Mortgage, here to serve all your home lending needs. Our company is a Louisiana-based family-owned mortgage company. Our mission is to provide custom-tailored mortgage solutions while educating our clients and providing the highest level of customer service during the transaction. Whether you're buying a home or looking to refinance, we would love to be of assistance to you. The A-Team at Eustis Mortgage is a proud supporter of Ascension Parish Athletics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
For your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
And welcome back to the pit at Santa Maria. As you see, head coach at Santa Maria, Adrian Garcia, as Santa Maria, the home team today, trying to get their first district win in their district opener against East Ascension, who is 3-9-2 on the season, 0-1. And we are about to get ready for the national anthem, so we'll go to that, and then we'll go to starting lineups. So we are ready to get underway here at the pit. East Ascension versus Sanama. And as we get ready to start, as you see the East Ascension head coach, Pedro Galindo. You see the coaches right there, 5'11" and 5 overall. Garcia, who's been here for 17 years at Sanama, or 15 years at Sanama, 17 overall, 276, 67, and 18. And the Division 1, District 6 is the same as 5A as you saw in football and in the other sports. It's the Ascension Livingston District. And so that kind of sets the table for our game today. And we will look at East Ascension's starting lineup right now as they're going to run the 5-3-2. And their starting lineup is Francisco Ramirez, Brian Martinez, Brooks Lambert, Jonathan Moda, Daniel Ramirez, Diego Ontiveros, Bubba Stewart, Caden Jones, Clayton DeLone, Daniel Antunes, and Jackson Berthelot. And the starters for Sanama, you have Taylor Wall, Leo Fuentes, Aldo Padron, Caleb Wilkins, Micah Cretini, Bryce Weathers, Braxton Trabo, Nelson Funes, Abram Lawless, Brandon Perez, and Easton Jaro. And so we are just about ready to go. This is the district opener for Sanama, who is 7-2 on the season. East Ascension, they're going to play their second district game here this week. Earlier this week, they played against Denham Springs and lost 4-0. So they are going to look to even their district record on the season tonight. As you see, they are getting ready to start. As you see, number 10, Diego Ontiveros, kicker for the football team, a really good one. And he'll be handling the open for East Ascension. I'm Jeff Porsche. I'll be joined by Jolie Hartman in a few minutes. The Sanama girls had a game earlier this morning in New Orleans, and they're on their way back. And she'll be here shortly to join us, and I'll handle the fort until she is able to get here. We'll get to the open in just a second, and we'll talk about the coaches and the season records up to date. And that ought to take us about the time Jolie gets us here and can provide her in-depth analysis as we are underway at the pit. Goes out of bounds, going to go to Sanama. And so the throw-in, long downfield, and possession by the Gators. Back to East Ascension. Long pass downfield taken by the Gators. See Padron on the far side. Gets it downfield. May have been hitting the head. I think we're going to get a whistle as I think one of the players may have got hit in the face by the ball. Maybe in the back of the head. That's what he's reaching for right there. See him right there at about the 36-yard line. As you see the athletic trainers going out there to get him, and he'll be replaced by number 22 for the Gators. That's Maddox Parker checking in, hoping to get a number on the player. Number 15, Nelson Funes, injured on the play. So it'll be Spartan possession. And they get past midfield, lose it. And here comes Sanama. Cretini with possession. Trying to get down to the corner and center, and a header off of a Spartan defender. Still have possession and a shot on goal, high and wide. Nearly got a goal in the first couple of minutes of action. Good job by the defense. As you see right there, in perfect position to block the shot. And the second shot's wide, so East Ascension dodges an early bullet. On pass downfield, nobody home. But a nice block, and it'll go down to the goalie, and he'll take it there. Taylor Wall, the senior. So Sanama with an early opportunity, did not score. No score between East Ascension and Sanama. 3 minutes in. Missed header, cleared by the Spartans. Good block. Header, and the Gators have possession. On the far side, that's Weathers. Slides, tries to center. Still having trouble. Still has possession, though. And now the shot out of bounds. And so the Spartans will have possession. Right now, this is, as we said, the opening district game for the Sanama Gators. They are 7-2-2 on the season. They are the top team right now in the division as far as power rankings go. They are number 5 in the state at the moment. Earlier this season, we saw them lose to St. Paul's, who, of course, is one of the top teams in the state. As they have an opportunity for East Ascension, goes wide. So both teams have an opportunity early on. Neither team can score, though. Getting back to the conversation. Earlier this season in December, we saw the Sanama boys lose 4-0 to St. Paul's. And, of course, St. Paul is one of the top teams in the state year in and year out. Since then, they've only lost one other game to E.D. White, and this is their first district match. As far as East Ascension goes, they are struggling a little bit this season. Looking to get a win here today. A win would get them back even in district play. And as far as the power rankings go, they're 36th in the state. So they have a little work to do to get into the postseason conversation. So a win here today, or maybe even a tie today, could get them back in that conversation for postseason play. And so we see number 28 for the Gators with possession. And a nice pass downfield, taken away. Make that number 29 with the pass downfield, Lawless. About 4.5 minutes in, no score. Both teams have had an opportunity gone awry. Nice throw in, gets it down low, open, and that's going to be a corner for the Gators. And that's going to be handled by Aldo Padron. So everybody's setting up, and Good opportunity for the Gators right here. And it's up and headed away by East Ascension, and they have possession. And a good job by East Ascension. Still has possession. Knocked down from behind. We have a whistle.
Free kick for the Spartans.
And it'll be a free kick. And it gets away. So we'll have a throw in. Santa Ma, a really young team this season. They had a lot of seniors on that team last year that went pretty far and lost in the playoffs to Denham Springs. Only 2 seniors on this team. Next year, this team is going to be loaded with seniors. A lot of juniors on the roster right now for the Gators. It's thrown in and still in traffic. Santa Ma trying to clear. And a good block out of bounds. And Jones will throw it in for East Ascension. Part of East Ascension's struggles this season have been injuries. They are very young because of that. They've had to bring in a lot of freshmen to get into the rotation. But they have done a good job so far here today. You're going to see a lot of young players. You're going to see, when substitutions start coming in for East Ascension, a lot of young guys. As you're going to see Jose Matuda Artunez, Kevin Moda, who both have older brothers in the starting lineups. They're going to be in the rotation here today, expected. There are 3 sets of brothers on this East Ascension team. The Artunezes, the Ramirezes, and the Modas. And we expect to see most of them today as they're trying to keep it out of trouble. Good header by Wilkins. Will go out. East Ascension will throw it in. And now Moda with possession. Nice move. Nice. He's got an opportunity to center. Oh, gets away. Shot on goal. Wide. Just on the far side of the post. So another opportunity for East Ascension. East Ascension has struggled a bit this season, but they appear to be fired up and ready to bring it to Santa Ma, who is possibly one of the top teams in this division this season. As we said, going into the game, number 5 in the power ratings. The top team in the district as far as power ratings go. As we get to the corner and it goes out.
Goal kick for the Spartans.
So goal kick coming. This is Jackson Berthelot, number 99, in goal today for East Ascension. And the header goes out from Easton Jaro. And East Ascension with possession. Pass on the wing. Now centered and they're trying to get a shot on goal. Knocked away nicely by number 5, Padrone. And we have a whistle after contact. It'll be free kick for the Gators. Ten minutes in, no score. East Ascension, Santa Ma. Santa Ma had one nice opportunity early, followed by 2 very scoreable opportunities for East Ascension, but none of them were successful, and so we remain scoreless. EA with possession, and that'll go straight to the goalie. Wall has it. And the pass stolen Another opportunity for East Ascension. Nice job stripping it away by Wilkins. Now a nice slide by number 17, Caden Jones. And it goes out, and we'll have a throw in. And that will be number 14, Chambliss. Nice pass. Down to the corner. Gators have possession taken away and out, so they'll throw it in. Patini. Now center, and nice attempt, unsuccessful, and it goes to the goalie, Berthelot. So Berthelot will clear it for East Ascension to midfield. Gators control, Padron. Now setting up at center, and a long shot on goal, just high.
Goal kick for the Spartans.
Maybe that was Perez with the shot. Just high, over the bar. And we remain scoreless. Been a fairly evenly matched contest so far. Both teams with a couple of opportunities, still no score. In the rivalry game between East Ascension and Santa Maria, and very quickly Wall has to clear it. That was dangerous. Now East Ascension with Ramirez. Over to Artunez. Barely a handball there. And it'll go out. And it'll go to East Ascension. So East Ascension will throw it in. And Caden Jones will handle that. Taking his time. Gets it to center of the field and goes straight to Wall. Nobody there for the Spartans. 14 minutes in. And it goes over to East Ascension. Funes cannot handle it. So this time it looks like the throw-in is going to be from Brooks Lambert, number 7. And Santa Maria easily with possession. Setting up Padron. Now East Ascension. There's a man downfield, not offsides, but can't get possession, and Wall has it. And so Santa Maria will maintain possession. As far as District 6 Division 1 boys soccer, basically you've got 3 teams at the top and then 3 teams that are at the bottom right now. The teams that are at the top are Denham Springs, Santa Maria, and Dutchtown. As you look at the district records, Denham Springs and Dutchtown both have district victories. And you see all 3 of these teams are top 10 teams in the state. And then at the bottom you have Live Oak, Walker, and East Ascension. Walker is the only team out of those that has not played a district game yet. But you see with the 500 records or the losing records right there, it's basically a 3-team fight at the top and then a 3-team fight at the bottom as it goes out of bounds. And they'll throw it in as the Spartans get possession, and Ramirez, it looks like, is going to throw it in as you have some substitutions for East Ascension, 3, 12, and 22. And that would be Caden Hogan, Kevin Moda, we talked about him, and Jose Matute Artunez. So the substitutions, the young substitutions that we expected to come in are now in for the Spartans. And here comes Sandoval once again. As you have number 14, Chambliss. And now in traffic, and a nice sliding save by Jackson Berkelot, preventing any harm. Nice header, gets away, and they'll clear it to the goalie wall. And here's an opportunity for the Spartans as they get it right. Now trying to center, headed away. And it'll go out and they'll take the throw in. Number 12 throwing it in, Moda. But successful defense for the Gators, and now they're running. Good sliding save there. And the Spartans will set up on offense. Goes out of bounds, stays with East Ascension. Brooks Lambert to throw it in. Knocked away by Cretini. He has it. Perez for Sandoval. And now they'll get it over to Bryce Weathers. Taking their time. Now to the center. Midfield, and then taken away by number 12, Moda. Kevin Moda. Almost halfway through this first half, no score against East Ascension and Sandoval. As you get it to the corner, and Wall is going to get there and take care of business. So East Ascension trying to get their first win. Let's look at their schedule and some of the games that they've been playing, and you see their district schedule. They lost 4-0 to Denham. Today, Sandoval. Next week, they go to Dutchtown. That's going to be our Rev game of the week next week as it's cleared by the goalie. And then they finish out with Live Oak and Walker. And now another shot on goal attempt blocked away. So that's what East Ascension has left to play in district. They do have some non-district games left. As we said, they're coming into the game 36 in the power rankings, so they need some wins. And they need some teams below them to lose if they're going to get back into the playoff conversation. Basically what they need to do is, in that bottom half of the district with Live Oak and Walker, they got to take care of their business in those games and then see what they can do today and see what they can do against Dutchtown. They've already finished their play with Denham Springs with the loss earlier this week. But as you can see here, they're playing toe-to-toe with Sandoval. They're not afraid, and they do have some talented players. It's a very even match so far as we're past the halfway point of the first half. As Berthelot takes care of the pass. And he'll clear it past midfield. And it gets free, and here's an opportunity. Lambert has it, and he still has possession. Shot on goal and saved by Wall. Gets his hands on it. Got away for a moment, but there was a Santa Maria defender ready to take care of it if he could not. So as far as Santa Maria goes, in their district play, this is their first district game of the season, as they're going to be on Rev a couple of times here, as they're going to have Dutchtown here at the pit in a couple of games. Denham Springs is going to be on the road. That's going to be a big matchup. And then they finish with the lower two teams, Walker and Live Oak, to finish out their district play. So games 2 and 3 are the big ones for the Gators as far as district play goes. As you get a pass wide, and it looks like Wall's going to get it. Oh, he bobbled it a bit. More dangerous than it appeared on the surface. And now here comes the Gators. Fuentes in the corner. Cannot get to it.
Goal kick for the Spartans.
And so Berthelot will take care of the goal kick. Been an exciting game for the district opener for Santa Maria. But every time Santa Maria and East Ascension play, I don't care what sport it is, you're going to have a competitive game and a lot of fun. And here's an opportunity. Knocked away. I believe that was Stewart. So the Gators will throw it in. And a header cleared by East Ascension, but a header goes back, and Berthelot is able to handle that one as well. So he'll pass it over to number 3, Hogan. And a steal by Chambliss. And cleared by the Spartans. Another opportunity for the Gators. Goes out of bounds, and I believe they called white possession. So they'll throw it in. See a sub coming in. Braxton Trabo checking in again for the Gators. The pass downfield. And one man down there and has an opportunity. Pass right, trying to get to the corner. And there's a fight for the ball, and the defense will allow it to go out of bounds, and that'll be a goal kick for Wall. It's a good job by the defense, shielding the offense from getting possession in the corner. 25 minutes in, no score in the first half. A beautiful day out here. A few clouds out, 75 degrees. It's January. It feels like about March. It's hot up here in the press box. And there's a good crowd coming in. They're still coming in. You can see them on the far side. And possession for the Spartans, and they get it right side cross, not there, still fighting for it, and we have a whistle. And I believe that's going to be free kick for the Gators.
Free kick for the Gators.
I think it came up at the chest there. Game kind of slowed down a little bit. Early on, both teams had at least 2 prime scoring opportunities, but could not get a goal. Still very evenly matched so far. more and more of this game's being played on the East Ascension side of the field now, though, as you have another opportunity. And Parker could not take care of it. Now here comes East Ascension again. As you see them, they're very quick and aggressive after the attempts on the Santa Maria side, as they're able to get, with their speed, a couple of guys clear and try to get through the defense. I think that's what they like to do, is take advantage of the numbers game on the far side and then get a couple of 2-on-2 opportunities on the return. We'll be joined by Jolie Hartman soon. As we said, she's coming back from the girls Santa Maria soccer match, so she will be here very soon. And at halftime, we'll talk about the game, and we'll talk about the girls' game, which will be our Rev game of the week on Monday, East Ascension and Santa Maria. We're going to be at the pit 3 times in about 7 days, so you're going to get used to that. As we're in the soccer portion of our game of the week schedule, as we're in winter, so it's a lot of soccer and a lot of basketball. Right now we're covering the soccer, and the basketball is coming up later on in the month. And then, of course, softball and baseball in the spring. Oh, and here comes an opportunity for the Gators. So trying to get it in the corner. As that's Padron in traffic. Can't cross it back. And here comes East Ascension with numbers. This is what they like to do. And you see the speed down there as he gets to the corner, but good defense by the Gators. And Wall's shot is blocked and had a wide open net, and the shot goes high. As Wall tries to clear it, and you see it with a good job by East Ascension getting their foot on the ball and leaving the goal exposed, but the shot way high. And so another missed opportunity for East Ascension. Still no score. Here comes the Gators. And a whistle.
Free kick for the Spartans.
And it'll be Spartan possession, as now I get my break here, as now we're joined by the better half of our duo, as Jolie Hartman coming in and just jumping in on the mic, and welcome, and we're glad to have you.
Glad to be back here on Rev Game of the Week here at the pit. I was running up here with a box full of pizza. Just got back from the girls' soccer game. We traveled to Pope John out of Slidell, and, man, we gave them a game, ended up losing 3-2, kind of the last 8 minutes, and very proud of the girls and what we have for the rest of this week. And we are really excited to come and support the boys team, both, Santa Maria and EA, because of, having big rivals on both sides of the field. Half my girls know half the boys on EA and things like that. So really excited to come back to the pit after leaving the pit this morning at 7 a.m. and being able to watch both of these guys play today. Yeah, Saturday's supposed to be our sleep-in day, but not during the season, is it? Absolutely not, and you don't want to be sleeping on a day like this. It's beautiful outside. Yeah. I'm wearing sunglasses, calling the game with you, and you are too. So, it's a great day to have soccer here at the pit.
Doesn't feel like January, as a long pass downfield taken away by East Ascension, but
Santa Ma's trying to come up with something right here to even, in this half. But, ooh.
And Berthelot comes away with the ball. He's done a good job so far. Both of these teams, Jolie, have had about 3 just wide open shots, 3 opportunities. It's been very evenly matched so far.
Absolutely.
A defender was able to knock one away for East Ascension as they were able to get the goalie out of position. And they've had a couple of opportunities on the Santa Ma side as one went wide of the post, and you just had a wide open empty net, and it just went high. So both teams have had their chances here. And we talked about it. Santa Ma is one of the top teams in Division One, and East Ascension's been struggling this season, but it's been a very evenly matched game so far.
Yeah, and look here, right, for the Gators, number 5 is going to come in, and this is Aldo. He's going to come in with this free kick, and I promise you he is trying to get it into the box, into someone's head right here.
It nearly gets through, knocked away by East Ascension. We've seen a lot of this more and more, nearly a handball there.
And as a coach, little handballs kind of like that, it kind of helps settle the game, calm it down a little bit, and then get back on defense. So not too bad of a handball right there on that side of the field, but any little thing right now with a 0-0 game, you don't want anything going against you.
Right, and so very quickly they're throwing it in as we're starting to run out of time in this first half. You saw right there, East Ascension likes to do a lot of transition on offense as they try to catch them with low numbers on the far side, and most of the action's been played on the other side of the field so far.
Yep. And right there for the Gators, Easton Jaro coming in and helping just block a alleyway for the Spartans, because they had a great combination down on the defensive side to get to offensive side.
So it's hard to see. It looks like inside of 7 minutes remaining here to go before halftime. And at halftime, we'll talk about this game. We'll talk about the girls' schedule, and as a possible opportunity here for East Ascension, they get it to the middle and it's taken away. But the girls open their schedule on Monday. That's going to be our game of the week. So we'll be able to talk about that a little bit, as it's going to be the same 2 teams. That's a handball right there.
Yep, so those are the things that I was saying. You don't mind it on your offensive half, but defensive guys can score from the 40. So you try not to have any little incidents like that. But right here for the Gators, they just kind of need to stand up big right in front of the 18-yard box and get on a Spartan to where no one can have any kind of play inside the box.
So this is Brooks Lambert for the Spartans.
And this is going to be big for Santa Ma goalkeeper Taylor Wall to get call someone out if he needs to go and get it.
50-50 ball,
like
and
that.
He's able to get to it.
Yeah, you definitely want your goalkeeper to be the conversation in the back and be the voice to come and get that ball, because a little tap like that, a defender can probably go 20 yards, but then his punt is over the 50-yard line. So you definitely want your goalkeeper in that mix.
He's done a good job here today. He's had a couple of instances, though, where he kind of lost possession of the ball and nearly created a bad opportunity for the Gators, but he's been able to hold on to it and stay out of trouble so far.
And this is kind of dangerous for the Gators because they got men up right here, and then
Here's
let's
an
see right here.
opportunity, and it's bobbled, and it's knocked away by the defenders.
Gators
but
are
here
still
comes
here.
another opportunity.
And here comes the Spartan on the attack. They right now have kind of even up, but we got some more Gators coming back to help out.
Right, they love that transition.
And it's definitely a big factor in soccer, transition, because you want to get another team off guard or just a certain player on either the left or right side to not be paying attention to the game. And then Michael Cattini right here for the Gators right there at the 20-yard line, trying to just find something to get something done.
What we just saw there, that was the second opportunity for Santa Ma that was knocked away by a defender and not a goalie.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done a good job on defense here today, keeping them scoreless. We're about less than 5 minutes, looks like about 4:15 on the clock. before halftime.
And we actually got a Spartan down right now, and the athletic trainer is coming. Check him out. It's right here at the 25-yard line. I think he's getting overheated. See the coach kind of fanning him off.
Caden Jones, he's the player in question right there. We've seen a lot of him today. So he's down there just on the far side of that 30-yard line by the Santa Maria logo.
And now he's back up. So
there he
that's
is.
really good for the Spartans, seeing, him come up with him being such a big influence in the first half, which I know right now both of the refs are talking about how many minutes they're going to add. So don't just look at the number that you see. Probably about 2 or 3 minutes will be added for this.
Jose Matute Antonez will check in for the Spartans, and we haven't had a lot of stoppage yet. There was one opportunity earlier where there was an injury, and the header goes.
Yep. Anything. That is literally the difference maker in girls and boys soccer, is just the ability to have that long throw inside the box and just someone get a piece of body on it. Yep. And the guys are just really good at that.
So we'll throw it in, and we have a whistle.
Nope.
We're going to play.
Continue to play.
So Lawless threw it in. And here's an opportunity, and it's taken away from Funes. And a whistle.
Yep, this will be a foul, on the Spartans right here, and it's going to be a Gator free kick right outside of the 18-yard box and closer to the sideline.
So possible opportunity. You see we're approaching that 2-minute mark, and as you may know, at 2 minutes the clock is going to stop, and that's when they're going to keep the time on the field because of a potential stoppage time. We've had 2 stoppages so far. It shouldn't be very much time, probably about a minute.
Oh, and this is actually a reverse call. He kind of went to the outside ref. He thought it was a foul, but it's actually offsides.
Okay.
So it's actually going to be a Spartan free kick right outside the 18-yard box.
So we're inside of 2 minutes, so at this point ignore the clock on the screen. And sneaking up, trying to do something, that's Bubba Stewart. No, make that Kevin Moda. And a header out of bounds goes to the Gators. So Wilkins will throw it in. And this is what you're talking about, getting it close to the net, and it's knocked. It's
just
caught,
any
but
little thing, yeah.
We've seen that so many times here from the goalies as they get possession, but then they lose it, and it creates a lot of havoc out there.
Yeah, and another big thing is for right now, which I know the Gators saw that when they went for the coin toss, they put EA and the Sun first to where they can try to get up in the first half. And so now, that EA goalkeeper is doing a great job with trying to blind out the Sun with those, balls being sent way up in the air.
I didn't even think about that. That makes a lot of sense now.
Oh, yeah. As a head coach, that is exactly what I look for, to make a little extra for my girls and, kind of put us on top. But, yeah, I know Adrian and Pedro is coaches that see that as just a little extra to give to your team.
I know the sun is in our face, and there's a glare on the monitor, so it makes it hard to see, and it's hard to see the numbers out there for us. So I can imagine what it's like out there on the field now that you bring that up. As there's a shot wide and in. As the goal for the Gators. We have a number on that. Did not see the number.
That was actually number 15 for the Gators, Nelson Fuentes, a junior, which that is something that you talked about earlier at the beginning of the first half about how many juniors the Santa Maria team has. So for a junior to come up big today against East Ascension is just showing what the depth that Santa Maria has.
And that happened, I believe, in stoppage time.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a love-hate relationship in soccer with stoppage time, because that is literally gives any team that extra little minutes to score a goal, which quickly, that was like within 10 seconds of it getting from the 50-yard line and up to, behind the goal.
And so it's stolen. Here's another opportunity for the Gators. And it's cleared. Not much time left here, I would think, before we get to the half. But a steal, it's an opportunity. And there's a man there, sets it up right into Wall. And it is cleared by the Gators. East Ascension has had lots of opportunities, and Santa Ma has dodged a lot of bullets here to have this 1-0 lead. And now here's another opportunity for the Gators as it's cleared. As I said, not expecting a lot of time left here on the clock. Oh, and a block. That was nearly into the goal.
And that's why, as anybody that plays offense, you always go and you try to apply pressure to a defender just because of any little thing like that. And I'm going to tell you that Spartan goalkeeper, he's seeing the sun with a ball that is off the ground right there.
Yeah, that's directly into it at that angle, too.
Mm-hmm.
The header goes straight up. Pressure, I believe that's Trabo. And it goes out. More stoppage time than I expected. As I say that, we go to halftime. So a fun first half. A late goal at stoppage time by the Gators makes our score 1-0. So we're at the half. We'll take a break, and we'll have some halftime discussion in the second half coming up in just a moment. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility. Moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
We just moved, so there's millions of...
Valley is in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew 1/4 of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new projects on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as...
Largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Come see us at Ascension Equipment for John Deere sales and service. Save more today and mow tomorrow.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
The A-Team at Eustis Mortgage, here to serve all your home lending needs. Our company is a Louisiana-based family-owned mortgage company. Our mission is to provide custom-tailored mortgage solutions while educating our clients and providing the highest level of customer service during the transaction. Whether you're buying a home or looking to refinance, we would love to be of assistance to you. The A-Team at Eustis Mortgage is a proud supporter of Ascension Parish Athletics.
And I believe
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
Cash for your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back. It's halftime at the pit. Santa Maria 1, East Ascension 0. Jeff Porsche joined by Jolie Hartman, and we're at halftime for the boys' game. This is the first district game for Santa Maria, the second game for East Ascension. They're 0-1. Let's take a look at the district, and we can talk about the boys for a minute now. We have Jolie out here because we did a game earlier, you and I, the St. Paul's game in December, and they lost 4-0, and you were talking about a lot. They're their young team. They really hadn't found their way yet. As you look at the power rankings, and you see where Santa Maria is. And after that game, they played really well, and they played some good teams. They tied some good teams. They beat a couple of pretty good teams. They did lose one to E.D. White, but they're the top team now in the district as far as power rankings go. Number 5, you see Denham Springs actually dropped to number 9, and Dutchtown's up to number 7 because of the results from last night, because last night Dutchtown beat Live Oak, and so they moved up to 7. Denham lost earlier this week to Jesuit, and that dropped them a few spots. But for a team that's still young and still finding their way and to be in the top 5 this past the halfway point of the season, that's got a lot to say about where they've come since that last game we saw.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just looking at right now what's on your screen, the 6-1 boys soccer, the records in the district, Denham is sitting up right now at 9-2-2, but one of the big things that you can always account for is Division I soccer, both sides, boys and girls. They are going to build programs, okay? Like how you see, Santa Maria only has 2 seniors this year and then 23 juniors next year. That's just, a big, kudos to Coach Adrian and his staff over there for, keeping kids interested in the sport, keeping kids, entertained with it and building and continuing to go. I mean, you see it right here, the seniors for East Ascension, as of right now, that is literally most of their starting lineup. Right. With the occasional 3 or 4 being, great subs. But, I mean, Noah Faulkner and Taylor Wall for Santa Maria, they're playing all 40 minutes, with help from, their from juniors and sophomores. I do have to give it up to, East Ascension this season for just staying in because, I mean, they kept Santa Maria, which is, top 5 in the state, to scoring a goal in the last 5 minutes of the half. That's just a testament of, it may not be going your way in a season, but, like, stay in games, make it be competitive. I do have to give it to Coach Pedro because of this is, his first year back at EA on the boys' side because he's been with the girls the last few years, keeping in with his team, keeping their morale, up and continuing to go, and that's Coach Pedro right there in the gold and blue hat, sitting down with his team, which I know his halftime speech is more of, man, we have offensive chances. We just have to capitalize when we get to that other side because, the whole first half, you were talking about just how much they went over there. And then as you can see on your screen, that's Coach Adrian Garcia, head boys soccer coach at Seminole High, with his two, Joe Cortini and Tyler Bonin, just them. Joe Cortini is kind of the mastermind for the younger ones, getting them developed, and then Tyler Bonin is JV, getting them game smart. So both of them helping out Adrian, getting them ready for varsity is just a testament of what Seminole High's program has to offer. And I know East Ascension is getting there, but you have to start at some kind of foundation.
And we'll talk about the girls as halftime is already over, and we're already starting with Santa Maria possession. We'll talk about the girls, and we're going to cover your girls' team Monday here at the pit against East Ascension. So we'll talk about that, and we're going to be back at the pit on Friday for boys soccer. So we're going to spend a lot of time out here, and we're going to talk a lot about this. One last thing to talk about with this district, and one thing I'd mention is it's kind of like two tiers, and it's and I don't know who's going to win the district, but it's going to be Santa Maria, Dutchtown, or Denham Springs, and it could be an instance like in football where all those teams beat each other and they wind up being tied for a district title. But I can't call one. I'm not going to make a call on that one. But one of those three, all three of those teams, and it's almost like what might be more important is the power rankings.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually helps out a team very much. It's something that, me and Adrian always accounts for, which that was a good try by the Gators to try to get some offense, but that was an awesome defensive stance by the Spartans. But something that we always talk about, you don't have to win district in order to win state.
Yes.
So, you kind of look at the district and things like that. 5 years ago, my girls' soccer team made it to semifinals. We came in second in district.
Yeah.
So don't necessarily, have I got to win district to go far in the playoffs. No, it's who comes to play on certain nights, certain days. And, playing East Ascension every year in every sport is a true testament because I always tell my girls it doesn't matter if you're first and they're last place or you're last place, they're first place. It's EA Santa Maria.
Right.
Okay, we've already seen it in the first half. East Ascension held, number 5 in the state, Santa Maria, to 1 goal in the last 3 minutes. It's I hate to say it, we call it the do or die game.
Yeah.
Who wants to have bragging rights for the next year? But yeah, so right here we see, Santa Maria just kind of trying to be creative, getting East Ascension's defense to kind of spread out to where they can find somebody running in the middle, which EA is going to be kind of a little bit more defensive mindset in the second half just because of how that first half ended.
Yeah. So the final thing would be when you're talking about the power rankings, too, beside with Santa Maria at 5, as you see, able to take it away is Berthelot and clears it for East Ascension. Santa Maria's at 5. If you can get to 4, that's where you want to be.
Absolutely.
Because you get the opportunity, possibly, if everything goes right, to get 3 home games.
Yep.
All right, and if that doesn't work, get top 8 because you get 2. If you get 9 to 16, that's kind of that trouble spot because you're going to go on a road round 2.
Yes.
So that's kind of what you're looking for.
Yes, we I guess you would say, every coach's dream for playoffs is 4. If you can't get 4, I've always said 9 because you always see the number 9, come from behind or something like that because you're not facing 1 at any time. You know what I mean? But you have a chance for 2 and 3 and get them on a bad day, something like that. But if it's not 4, 9, and my favorite is 16, then, you're traveling, any other ways. But no, so as you can see on your screen, just the beautifulness of the pit. But, I mean, you see how many Spartans are going up for offense, and that's going to kind of be a killer for them because they need a few more bodies against the Gator defense to try to at least put 1 in. But I do have to give it up for the Gators midfielders, which is Leo Fuentes right now. Or, excuse me, not Leo anymore, Caden Garcia. And Aldo, as they are kind of containing how many Spartans come up to play offensive threats.
Yeah, and this early in the second half, it's not urgent yet for East Ascension, as you see a possible transition opportunity here
And
as
here
it
we
gets
go.
away. And
Leo Fuentes for the Gators hurries up and tracks down that Spartan because that would have been one-on-one with Taylor
Right.
Wall. Now, I love that his last name is Wall, and he's a goalkeeper because he has been a Wall all season long already for the Gators. And January is kind of the big bulk of soccer season, but even at the beginning, when we covered St. Paul's, he had incredible saves, but I mean, they got 4 behind him, so
a corner kick opportunity for the Gators right here.
something I always liked about the boys and Coach Adrian, they always have plays at the corner. They're going to call out a number, and that number can either be that person that he's going for or a certain spot on the field. So I've always enjoyed seeing what kind of combinations they have coming up.
And gets away, still possession. Center, trying to get it through, and goes right, and it's still in the Gator possession, and it's knocked out. They'll get a throw in. So looked like a possible opportunity. I believe it's 53, Accardo at the center. Could not possess it, though. And actually, it's going to be a throw in for the Spartans.
A free kick for the Spartans.
Oh, they blew the whistle on that one before it went out, so it's a free kick.
So I'm actually laughing because it's not Tyler. That one says 52, but Coach Adrian does not have a 52. That is actually Colston, which is supposed to be 32. So he's trying to trickaroo people right now.
I see.
But that is Colston Cabrera. I actually taught him. That's why I was like, hold up, that's Colston. I'm not really sure what's happening right now. But here it comes the Gator. They're inside their own, 18-yard box with a wide shot.
Yes.
I mean, that just came off the foot of Aldo trying to, get, their Spartan goalkeeper off the mix on that one. But great rocket shot that you're seeing again right here, and it was just wide right. Great opportunity for the Gators. It's just got to capitalize on any time that you go offensively.
So it's 1-0 Santa Maria about 6 minutes in to the second half.
And we got blonde curly cues back in for the Gators. That's Braxton Trabo now at the top for the Gators, and then Leo Fuentes right here, passing it back to Taylor Wall.
And so here's an opportunity, but I believe it's going to go out.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Nobody was really home to center it across. So Wall will get his opportunity again.
Goal kick for the Gators.
I believe that one of the EA players having a word with the official there for a second, but that was just a little quick discussion from a distance.
Yeah, I think it's more of how physical this game is going to become because of EA trying to get this goal and trying to find any little thing. So I think we're going to be hearing the whistle a little bit more in this half just because of the urgency and the nervousness of trying to, finish this game and then try to get a goal.
And so here comes East Ascension, but they lose it, and it'll be thrown in. Such a beautiful day, but the sun is making it hard to see the numbers out here. On far side, number 9, Ramirez. Now trying to get to the corner. Can he get there?
That was a nice job by Jaro right there.
As he knocks it away. It's Randall, 27, on the far side on defense. No, that's 37. You're right, Jaro. My fault. Oh, and a shot on goal wide.
And that was a great combination, too, from the outside, the wing, to, their forward. And right here you see it from the outside. Actually, it hit off a Santa Maria defender's head. Yeah. And that was a great job by Daniel Ramirez for EA to be in that back, we call that the trash zone, when the ball's coming from one side to the other, to try to get a little something for the Spartans. I mean, that was close to inches of redirecting and being for the Spartans. And then Santa Ma is quickly going down the line right now with Caleb Wilkins.
And Berthelot's able to save it.
And we have a free kick for the Gators right here because a handball by a Spartan on the opposite side. Little things like this as a coach, when you're up 1-0 and the other team is kind of getting, a little handball and that kind of stuff, that's actually a good sense for the winning coach because that means that they're unfocused and kind of out of play. So for the Spartans, they kind of need to regain focus and kind of get back into this game.
Nice block. Still possession. That's Cretini.
That's Bryce Weathers working for the Gators. Got the his pass blocked and then got it back before it went out of bounds. And the Gators are switching, which that's going to tire down the Spartans if they continue to, high pressure.
Free kick for the Spartans.
So today we got 2 games for Santa Ma on the soccer side with the girls, your game earlier today and the game taking place right now. How often do you play on Saturdays? Usually you got a lot of games on weekdays, but for some reason there's several games on Saturday, at least this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we try, as I guess you would say, high school coaches to make it during the weekdays to where we can have the girls in a routine, go to school, go play, and not have to wake up in the morning and, travel and, be out of a routine. I don't like my girls, doing that because then it's kind of a rush game and things like that. But when January rolls around, that's mainly district. And you want to keep it as district. But then, as LHSA has always said, you got to have 15 games in a season. So then we start doing Saturday games to make sure no rainouts happen or this happen, in December and November. So it's kind of always been, games that can kind of help that, PR rating and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just something, that us coaches, we don't want to play on Saturday because that's our off day. But then again, it's like, hey, if we can get a win here, that's going to kind of help us out.
Gotcha.
Spartan corner.
And the header missed.
Man, and the Spartans had a great opportunity right there because they had the Gator goalkeeper all the way out on this one.
And it looked like he jumped about 12 feet in the air to get that one, but it was still a little too hot. As Cretini has it for Santa Ma, and the slide still has possession.
They actually got a Spartan down on the other side. I think it was the one that went up for the header, so hopefully the ref sees them quickly. But we got Braxton Trabo working over here.
So we may be able to get him out of here as you see a substitution checking in, number 15. That's Ulysses Escacarga checking in. And, one thing that's a little bit different out here, too, this is the second year you're doing this with the turf fields. And that's got to make a big difference out here because for the last 2 weeks you've had about 3 feet of rain.
Yes.
And the fields would have been completely saturated and super soft.
Yeah.
And then now you got this fast turf out here. How does that change things up?
Well, it absolutely changes things. I mean, the only way that we would have to cancel a game is if lightning. We can still play. You know what I mean? We played a game in December that it did not stop raining. But it wasn't a hard rain. It just didn't stop raining, misting and things like that. But honestly, it changed a lot because of, at all 3 high schools, the practice field is still grass field.
Yeah.
So if we can, we're here, learning how to, the speed of play of what the turf does, to the ball and things like that. I know all 3 schools, we have absolutely loved having a turf field. Today I went to, me and my team, we traveled to Pope John, in Slidell, and it was a field, and it was sloppy, you know, because it rained in Slidell the past 2 days. So just a big difference, and all of the girls are like, Coach Joe, I missed the pit. And I'm like, me too, y'all, me too. You know, so big props to Central Parish School Board for getting us all 3, you know, turf field to not just help for us not to have to cancel a game, but it's also a great health thing, because if it's raining and it's a field, it's so much more sloppy and slippery and that kind of stuff. So, you know, big props for that. But, I mean, Santamall right there had a great scoring opportunity. Just Tribo kind of had a bad touch going into the goal, and East Ascension's Bertha Lott had a great stance on him and kind of came out. And so we'll see what the Spartans have here, because they are trying to get up and play a little bit of offense. But the other gyro came in and helped that out real quick.
So Bertini trying to get it down there, and that's going to go out. And so we are, looks like about 15 minutes in, and still 1-0. Gators with the lead. As we said, Santamall, the favorite here today in terms of record and experience and what they've done on the season so far, but East Ascension has kept it very, very close. They've had several opportunities to score goals, but have not been successful so far as they clear it, and they're going to go on transition on offense, but it's stolen. So that's Jaro, I believe, with the steal. And a whistle. So we can take an opportunity here, maybe while we have a free kick, talk about the girls' side, because they're going to be playing Monday, and so we're going to be watching you on the field this time. We're going to have Chris Goodall doing the game with me. But as far as your girls' team goes, you know, they lost today. They're kind of 500 or so on the season, and where do you expect the girls to finish as far as this district goes?
I mean, honestly, you know, with coaching girls, there are so many highs and lows in a season. You can have a really great season and you know, win on Tuesday and then lose big on Thursday. It's just, you know, kind of about sports around this generation. But, I mean, honestly, I see us finishing really, really strong in district. You know, we just faced Live Oak for our first game in district on Thursday, and you know, we beat them 4-0 on a great Live Oak team that, you know, we're 25th in the state, they're 26th. So, you know, for us to be right there and to score 4 goals on someone like that, you know, was a big win for us. And you know, we just kind of look at it as one game at a time. In January, we're not overlooking anyone or underlooking anyone. Like I said, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, y'all have EA because you beat them last year 8-0. No, it's a whole new year, a whole new ball game. You know, my girls are different. Coach Jen Franklin's girl is different. You know, I mean, look at today's game. It doesn't matter. Last place, first place, it's East Ascension and Santamall. I mean, this happened in October, you know, over here. It's football. You know, Santamall was A-OK, and then, you know, EA was A-OK, and then EA blew us out. So, you know, it's just little things like weird. That, that I'm just like, it's who shows up. But our district is kind of, you know, is a very powerful district because of at least 5 of us have made it into the playoffs the last 5 years. You know, girls have been in this district for the past 3 years, and you know, the first year it was Dutch. I won it. You know, Santamall won it, then Dutchtown, and then the last 2 years it's been Dutchtown. You know, on top. So it's little things like that, but I mean, honestly, it's just getting the girls ready for whoever opponent we're playing. I watched Adrian practice with the boys yesterday, and, you know, he was calling out EA players, and then watched, you know, on Monday, they're going to be getting ready for their next district, and then it's a whole new mindset. It's almost like college football. You have film all week on our next opponent, then the next starts from scratch kind of type thing. The only thing with soccer is we play 2 games a week. So it's a quicker turnaround than, you know, any other sport.
So a corner coming, and
just missed right there for the Gators. That was a great set piece in that corner because, I mean, honestly, no EA player went to the ball or the person.
And nice moves. And has a player downfield with him. Shot high. And another opportunity missed for East Ascension. So as far as the girls district, final things that I'd seen here so far this season, of course it looks like Dutchtown is going to be really, really good. They're in the top 5, and they are likely the favorites in the district.
Yep.
But after that, you could very easily finish second in the district behind that. And it's kind of like you said, all these teams are kind of bunched up in a similar spot. And so you have an opportunity to do big things this season if you can get the win against East Ascension on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking actually at my soccer girls down here, and I'm laughing because as we're talking about them, I'm reading the back of the shirts that we got them for Christmas, and it's play the game. Come out here and play, and then we're going to surprise people. But if we don't show up, then, we're just going to be, Santa Monica High has another season like this, and that's something that we kind of, talked about at the beginning of the season. You can't have a losing season and a positive attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we need to have a winning season and a positive attitude and make sure that everything that we do sets us up for the next season or, the next week or anything else. And I always try to give the girls life lessons. When you lose big, it's not because of you wasn't prepared or anything else. It was mindset, what you did in certain situations. But, I mean, soccer is a great game that kind of talks about all of that, in one little aspect. With the Spartans right here at the 6-yard box, it's almost like, how hard can I hit this ball into, my team? That's the same thing as a life lesson of however much, I give out, that's how much is going to be put out for me, kind of type thing. So and that's a great job by Santa Mo's number 30, Brandon Perez. That is a great, actually, addition to Santa Mo's lineup. Kind of moved in last year, didn't play soccer for the Gators, but came out strong and has been very, very big for them this season.
And it looks like they'll get possession on the whistle.
Free kick for the Gators.
So free kick coming. Earlier, Cretini had the shot on goal way high over the net. Still 1-0. It looks like most of the action has been taking place, though, on the Santa Monica side. Not a lot of there have been some transitions like this on the East Ascension side, but most of the action has been controlled by Santa Monica's offense.
Yeah. And look, it's crazy. Like I said earlier at the start of the second half, Santa Monica is holding back 5 defenders.
Yeah.
And the only thing that EA is bringing right now is 2. So if EA wants any kind of hope to score, they got to start getting down the field as a team. Having a backdrop that can help out when somebody.
And a slide, no whistle.
Great job, great defensive stance for the Spartans right there.
And here comes another opportunity, and they're set up 3-on-3. Now the wing coming through, and a good block. Nice block there by number 4, Fuentes. So we are 23 minutes into the second half, 17 minutes left to go on the field. See, nice job by Fuentes as Caden Jones trying to get it into the box unsuccessfully. So now we have a sub coming in. That's Moda for East Ascension.
And Micah Cretini coming off for the Gators with Nelson Fuentes coming in.
So here's a shot on goal and wide again.
Goal kick for the Gators.
And that's something, too, in soccer. As you can see, East Ascension, this is now their 3rd in the last 10 minutes shot going over. That's what I was talking about earlier about, when you're losing that nervousness, that intensity that I guess you would want to say, like, I got to do this now to where we have time later. That pressure that, soccer puts on you, that now I think the rest of the game which right now I think it's like at least 16 minutes left.
Right.
You're just going to be seeing shots from East Ascension just to have something, And that's a great thing for Coach Pedro at EA, seeing his kids get over the 50. And having a shot. Now he knows, in the next week we're just working on the deliverance of the shot or anything else.
Right.
So that's great for the Spartans.
There hadn't been a lot of setup. You've seen the big strikes, and that's been about it so far.
Yeah, instead of driving into the 18-yard box, going one-on-one with the keeper, you're going to see them kind of shooting from the 20, and the 15 and the 25 just to try to hopefully, their goalkeeper's out. But, I mean, I know as what we're seeing on the screen right here, great crowd tonight for both programs and things like that. And it's a great afternoon, I mean, we're still wearing our sunglasses inside the press box doing this just to see across the field.
And as you say that, the cloud comes and blocks the sun. For the first time, I can take them off.
I don't even want to take mine off because I feel like I'm going to have raccoon eyes from my sunglasses. And that little looks like a hot dog kind of cloud is not going to be here that long, so I'm not even going to take my sunglasses off. But yes, that is a great throw to set up for the Gators.
Beautiful.
And that's Maddox.
Here's
Parker.
a shot. Oh no! Thought he was going to set the shot. Goes wide, and
man, that was right there for Nelson Fuentes. Which, I mean, honestly, Maddox Parker right there on the inside helped out Nelson that we're seeing right there get to it, and then that Spartan gets there and just kind of deflects it off and gives them a Spartan goal kick.
So we're here today, and we're going to be back here on Monday for the girls' game, EA versus Santa Maria. We can take a look at our schedule right now. As coming up, that's what we have taking place. We got the girls' game that's going to be on Monday, and then Friday, Dutchtown against Santa Maria, and that's going to be a wild one. That's going to be possibly for
second place or first,
for the early district favorite to win the district. And in the 2 weeks, Santa Maria is going to be playing Dutchtown, and Dutchtown is going to be playing EA. So we're going to do the round robin thing.
Absolutely, yes, and it's funny too because of. The boys soccer, both, all the schools, they decided to go with the football schedule.
Yeah.
Girls, we've been in the same district for the past 3 years that we've just flip-flopped. And then, look, this is Madison Parker right here on this replay. Man, great shot. It's just the only thing is he didn't get his head up to check where the goal was after he made that first touch.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, the girls' side, we've been playing in the same district that for the past 2 years, we've just flip-flopped sites.
Right.
You know what I mean? We didn't change what order we play. We just say that this one was home this round, this will be, away the next year, if that makes sense. So kind of funny, and the foul right here by the Spartans. You see the Spartans just take out Gator wide out Brandon Perez. So here's a little free kick for the Gators. I actually see, I think that's Bryce Weathers just actually taking a shot on goal within 20 yards out.
And there's a shot, and it's up for grabs, and staying with possession, and there's a nice pass, and a goal!
Offsides,
He was
man,
offsides.
yes.
He was offsides. I see the whistle
Offsides,
now.
free kick for the Spartans.
He was offsides, man. I could call it up here, but I didn't want to hurt your ears at home yelling.
And I didn't even think about it. So we'll take the goal off the board. It's 1-0. Oh, I hope Mom's okay over there.
Yep.
Oh,
And then
wow.
look, here is when it is EA Santa Maria at its best.
Yeah.
We're about to start seeing a few fouls, as you can see right here on this replay. They both just try to go for the ball, but, one out jumps the other, and it kind of looks like, a little on the back kind of moment and head-to-head. So
Yeah.
that is a great kick for the
And
Spartans.
Headed away by Wilkins. Bought them some time. Defense sets up. And it's taken away by the Gators. And good job as he maintains possession. Pass.
Yep.
Left side. Pause. Now setting up to the center. And a pass down low, up,
and over. But it's deflection, so that is going to be a Gator corner right there. That was a great setup. As you can see in this replay, Maddox Parker following through, trying to get a goal. But, I mean, it all started with sophomore Abram Lawless going down from defense, drove the ball straight down the line, and then, found Nelson, number 15, and then Nelson tried to take a shot, and then, Maddox Parker tried to finish it up for the Gators. And a corner right here.
So they set it up, just pass it off, and then a shot on goal, no. And wide, and a throw-in coming up.
And that was a whole bunch of Gators right there in the center. As we can see this replay, great set play, a shot, and Berthelot couldn't catch it right there, just kind of swatted it down. And then Maddox Parker, yet again, he was there for the Gators, but just could not find the back of the net as it hit off of a Spartan and out of bounds for a Gator throw-in right here about the 15-yard line on the football field.
And the sun is back, and the sunglasses go back on.
SPF 100 is on.
Yep.
Great throw for the Gators.
We're at about the 10-minute mark, so getting down to urgency time here for East Ascension, and they have a chance. There's a race for the ball, and they're not going to get it.
No, and actually that's going to be a Gator throw-in. So as Leo Fuentes went all the way down the field, I don't even think he knew it was there. So I would have probably stopped running. I would be like, oh, it's already out. Let it go. It's going to be our ball anyway. Yeah. So great job for Leo for staying with the ball. And off of one of the Spartan defenders, that's going to be a Gator throw with Braxton Trabo up here. I mean, he has one of the longest throws that I've seen in, quite a while. So kind of look for the Gators to be in the box.
It looks like somebody else is going to throw it in.
Yeah, I actually think you want Braxton's height in there. So so that's Caleb Wilkins is coming in, which he has a great throw too. That's kind of what has been Santa Ma's bread and butter for throw-ins.
And a shot on goal.
I mean,
still a header misses, and a whistle. They're just putting nonstop pressure here.
Yeah, and there's actually a Gator down. Caleb Wilkins, that the one that threw it in, he's kind of down on the sideline right now. I'm not really sure. Well, he is getting up, but he doesn't look too good. Kind of looks uncomfortable with his knee.
Yeah. Earlier you talked about how the girls are playing the same district they've always played, and it's a new district for the boys. In all the sports, they've been with the Baton Rouge schools, but on the boys' side, on soccer, they played with the Bayou District. They played with Thibodaux and H.L. Bourgeois and Central Lafourche. Mm-hmm. And pretty much that district was always dominated by Santa Ma and Dutchtown.
Yes.
But now you got Denham Springs coming in, and that's a whole new set of problems for this district, because now you got another team on your level that actually beat Santa Ma in the playoffs last season. So that makes it even more interesting when you get to the boys' district play.
It's definitely something that I've always kind of looked at it as, our rivals is always EA, for Santa Ma or Dutchtown. And actually, Denham has made a rival in boys soccer with us because of meeting each other in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, me and Coach Adrian Garcia talked about it, and I'm like, how do you feel to have them in the district now? And he was like, actually, I feel great because I don't have to wait until playoffs now,
Yeah, they don't. You can scout them a little bit.
Yeah, correct. I mean, because just as of what we showed at halftime, their record and where they're at, they're going to make the playoffs.
Yep.
So if I've always said I'd rather meet them now than later, just to have a chance to see it and chance, kind of build that, I don't want to say aggression, but build that pride in order, to go all 80 minutes and it be worth it, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's about 7 minutes remaining. And Trabo's a little frustrated right there as EA will throw it in. So we're getting the word that on the girls' side, your opponent on Monday, East Ascension, beat Walker 6-0. So they're going to be coming into that game on a roll.
Yes, and kudos to the Spartan girls for starting, their district play with that win under their belt, and it being, we kind of call it the Livingston Parish 3 and the AP 3. We're all cheering for each other when they go against Livingston Parish, but I mean, it's just really good for the girls' side, for EA, to get that early win against a district person, before district truly starts, in the next 2 weeks.
So Wall loses it, but no damage. And you talked about as a shot wide. You talked about on the girls' side, things changed because you got an entirely different team, both EA and Santa Maria. But I can remember last year I covered the EA Santa Maria game over at Spartan Stadium, and it was a pretty easy win for you girls. I think it was 6 or 7 to nothing, and they didn't look too strong. But then a couple of weeks later, they played in the first round against Dutchtown, and I believe the final score was 4-1.
Correct.
And they played it was a completely different team as they looked like they improved 100% or so over about a 2-week span. So they're getting more competitive.
It's a discussion that I've been having with a few other coaches just around the state. I kind of been feeling like, is it just my girls that are doing this or anything else?
Yeah.
Has anybody found a solution yet? I almost want to, call Dr. Phil and just ask him some questions. But, I mean, honestly, it's just been more in the recent years, it's how girls show up. And sometimes, Coach Adrian would say the same thing about his guys because of, their tie against, I think it was Central Lafourche, kind of in the beginning of the season. And he was very upset by that tie, because the boys went down to their level and let them, play with them. So I think it's really, how this generation's mentality for things, being a competitor, not wanting to lose, has changed throughout the years. Not saying it in a negative way, but it's almost like we have to coach that. And I just remember growing up, I just had that. I didn't like losing. I was not losing, things like that. So it's those little things that I think around, just the state, that a lot of athletes are just kind of feeling right now. It's just the competitiveness and things like that. So, I mean, you're going to see, hopefully when y'all are, back here Monday, my girls come to play. It's also our senior night here. So I'm just hoping, against EA, like I said, as a coach, my record against EA is not stellar, but it's funny because in the past 6 years, it's been great, but as year 11, I'm 6-5 against East Ascension. But as you can see, EA's record in the past few years, it's that just happens. You have your winning, you have your losing, but EA Santa Maria, man, it don't matter first or second. It's going to be a dog out, fight and battle.
Here's an opportunity to tie it, and he misses. Still has it. Trying to get across. And there's an opportunity in the box. Shot high.
And there you go, like I said earlier, just rushing shots and trying to do things. Anytime that you were down by a goal, 2 goals or something like that, and you're less than 5 minutes into a game, you got to, calm your nerves. You got to kind of be a little bit more focused than usual, because then you're just going to be shooting to shoot. I mean, I kind of wish today field goals counts in soccer, because my girls hit about 8 of them today. So, I mean, we could have been, 27-3 today, but, we kind of play with the little, the white, rectangle shaped thing, not the crossbars.
And takes it off the chest and setting up again. And down low, and it's going to get to Wall. And he keeps it. A couple of times you've seen him bobble that.
Yes, and look, actually Wallace has that sun in his face right now, so as you can see how he just kind of fell on top of it was actually to make sure, okay, do I have it? You know what I mean?
I think that was kind of a yes.
Yes, exactly.
So we are now inside of 2 minutes.
And there wasn't really that much stoppage time in this half. So, I mean, honestly, I don't see the ref keeping this game playing any longer. But, hey, I'm just a head coach that only gets yelled at by the refs. So I don't really know what to tell you.
And that's a good job there, saving the corner kick and having a throw-in instead.
Now, on the girls' side, that's really good. On the boys' side, sometimes they can throw it in themselves, so I would be very cautious of that. But, I mean, the Gators just gave it up right here on this play.
Yes,
now it's going to be a corner for East Ascension.
This game is not over.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
But the only thing is, in our district games can end in a tie.
And it's cleared.
So we will, if it does end up, being a tie, we won't have a winner today. It's just going to be a tie.
Right. I remember Dutchtown and Santa Maria this last season had a tie.
Yes.
That was a really exciting game. Of course, it's kind of dissatisfying to have a tie when you've got that big district and in-parish matchup, but
yes,
you got bigger goals than that when you talk about state.
Yeah, we have things in the rule book for for if a tie goes to goal differentials, goals scored against, goals scored, for that kind of thing. So we got things set in play, but I mean, I'm at that old thing. I need a winner or a loser. You know what I mean? It's a great opportunity.
Trying to catch them sleeping, and it's a goal!
And goal for the Gators.
That's Trabo, I believe.
That was a beautiful job right here.
And that's the clincher.
Just put that right into the box. You make the goalkeeper have a mistake, and Braxton Trabo just comes in and seals the deal.
Was him.
Yes, and seals the deal for the Gators.
So they're gonna be able to pull this out 2-0. But I can tell you.
Yeah, that was actually Abram Lawless for Santa Maria with that beautiful shot. I mean,
the wrong curly blonde.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you look out on the field right now. Santa Maria High does not have this many blonde-headed kids, but on the pit tonight we do because of this tradition that the boys soccer team has against East Ascension with color in their hair, bleached blonde, which. My girls do the same thing, but it's not blonde, it's jet black. So good luck Monday night trying to tell us apart in a black uniform like tonight.
Oh,
so,
great. Well, at least the sun won't be out in our faces.
Correct. It's going to be at 6 o'clock, so here at the pit. So
sun will be down.
Yes.
And so it looks like the Santa Maria boys are going to win their first district game, but I want to tip the cap to East Ascension because they played hard today, and they had their opportunities to tie.
Absolutely.
They had a lot of opportunities to take the lead early in the first half, just not enough. And they still have work to do to make the 32. But this is a team they have a couple of games against Live Oak and Walker that are winnable.
Yes.
And if they play like they do today, they could come out on top on that. And then they got a couple of non-district games, but they're going to need some help.
Yes, and the referee just held up 1 minute left. So right now we're just going to see literally all of East Ascension probably kind of go up and stay up, but you'll see Santa Maria kind of wasting their time just to get this 1 minute done with.
Right.
And just a big kudos, again, like how I said at the beginning of halftime, Coach Pedro just keeping this morale for this team, holding Santa Maria to that one goal. And then here comes Santa Maria, here comes the 5th team in the state. This is why, they never stop. That's one great thing that I've loved watching and come watch them play is I feel like they're the Energizer Bunny that just never stops.
Yep.
So they're always trying to create new things and do that, and that is the game.
And so the final whistle, and that's all, folks. Our final score, Santa Maria 2, East Ascension nothing. We're going to take a break and wrap things up in just a moment. So let's take the break right now. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Welcome back. Jeff Porsche, Jolie Hartman going to wrap things up from the pit. 2-0. Santa Maria defeats East Ascension. Santa Maria moves to 8-2-2, 1-0 in district. East Ascension drops to 3-10-2, 0-2 in district. And there's the coaches right there. And they've done a great job with their teams this season. They've done a great job helping us get all the information that makes us look good out here. So thanks to both of them.
Yes, absolutely. And I look at those two and just admire both of them because Coach Adrian has been with Santa Maria for so long. But, backstory of Coach Pedro, he was also the boys coach here, with Coach Ray Linton and under Adrian. And Adrian, was his assistant when he was here. So just very much love for soccer and for this community to have, two special coaches like that still being able to coach against each other.
So that'll wrap things up from here, but we're going to stay at the pit for a little while. As Monday we're going to have girls soccer EA Santa Maria, and then Friday we're going to have boys soccer Dutchtown Santa Maria. So stay tuned for all those games. It's soccer time here on the Rev Game of the Week, and so that'll wrap things up for Jolie. I'm Jeff. Thanks to Andre and our entire crew for their great job. Again, our final score, Santa Maria 2, East Ascension 0. You have been watching the Rev Game of the Week.